Hi, I'm Stephen Levy from Heat Outdoors. We get asked lots of questions regarding gas heaters and the best way to install them, to connect them up. So what I want to do on this video is to show you how to put a hose on, how to connect it to the regulator, and really just best practice. Now, I must emphasize, I'm not a gas engineer, I'm not gas registered, and I haven't got any qualifications in that area. So this is just best practice as we see it, and it's really following the instructions that we've already got when we provide the heater to you. So let me start with the hose. So the hose comes provided, it's all wound up. And what a lot of people find is that when they're connecting these heaters, particularly in the winter, is the hose itself is quite tight. It's restricted, it's designed to be tough, but in the winter it gets extra tough. So when you take something like the regulator and you try to push them together, it's extremely difficult. That can lead to people not connecting it properly, and that's where things start to get dangerous. So I want to give you a few tips on how to put the hose onto a regulator, or indeed how to put the other end of the hose onto the gas heater itself. So this box has actually come from an Athena heater. It's the middle part that does all the work with the gas and the flames coming through, and this is where the gas goes on. On other heaters you'll find different arrangements, but you'll always have a nozzle like this at the end to connect the gas pipe to. So now let me show you the way I do it. First of all, don't forget, and it's easy to forget, to put the Jubilee clip on first. Otherwise you'll end up with a hose on and you won't be able to get the Jubilee clip on. Secondly, I've got a mug of water here. Now this is just water out of a kettle, it's hot water. And what it's going to do is it's going to warm up the plastic here and make it much more malleable. And that way, from not being able to get it on, if I just put that in there now, I'm not going to go for awful long, so have a quick look there. We're on about maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. And then it'll be really, really easy just to put on there. And the hose itself will go right the way up to the end, and it's really important that it does. So I think we've now been on there, yep, probably about 20 seconds. So let's take that out of the water. And now I put this onto the regulator, and without pushing too hard, I can put that on right the way up to the end until it touches. And there you can see it's on. So from there, it's a simple matter of getting the Jubilee clip and putting the Jubilee clip on fairly close to the top. It's really important that Jubilee clips with the metal is behind it. If you put the Jubilee clip on too low, it's actually going to have the opposite effect and start pulling the hose off, which is the last thing you want to do. So you put your Jubilee clip on there, a relatively small gap, and tighten it up. So having tightened up the Jubilee clip, you can have a really good fitting. The hose is touching the regulator. It's really, really tough. Nothing's going to get that off. It's going to be safe. Now what we're going to do is exactly the same at the other end, so put the hose on here. So once again, I'm going to get my hose, put it in the hot water. Might take a few seconds longer this time because the hot water is not quite as hot as it was. And allow that hose to really soften itself up. Now, once I've done this, I'm going to give a quick demonstration on how to test and make sure that it's completely secure. And it's very important that you do this. It's called a soapy water test. You'll see it referred to in the instruction manual. And that just allows you to be doubly sure, A, that you've got it not airtight, but gas tight to start off with. But also make sure that as the usage of the unit goes on over a period of days, weeks and months, that you regularly do a soap test on it, and you can then check the unit itself, check you haven't got any gas leakages, that nothing's gone wrong, nothing's deteriorated, and that again is really important for safety. So we've been in here for another, I don't know what it is, 20, 30 seconds. So let's top that off, put our Jubilee clip on again, and this time I'm going to push it onto this nozzle. Okay, so we're right up to the hilt again. And then we move up a Jubilee clip and tighten that in place, just like the one we had before. So now we've got both hoses on. They're really tight, buttressed up to the metal. This one the same. The Jubilee clip's on maybe half a centimetre gap of hose between it, and it's relatively tight. That's nice and safe. It's ready to use.